Namaste, beloved. I'm Alana Fairchild, and I want to talk to you today about the energy and the emotion of fear. For a lot of us, especially at this time on the planet when there's a kind of collective clearing taking place and a nudge from the universe towards collective evolution, dealing with the quality of fear can be a recurring struggle. So sometimes it can be a sense of picking up the fear of those around you, of the collective, maybe from your history. It could be something that you've unresolved with perhaps connection to a trauma or a past life experience that's within you. It could also be a very specific fear about moving forwards in some way in your life. So learning how to work with that energy is such an important part of soul evolution. There are two things I'd like to say about this. Firstly, sometimes that fear is just a healthy sign that you are outgrowing a way of being, a previous belief system or identity that has held you back. And your fear is a sign that you are breaking free of something that you've known and starting to make progression into a different way. This is essential for growth to occur and for transformation. And if something's not working in your life as it is, then change is required, and fear can be part of the signal that that change is happening. So in a way, it's not always a bad thing, really. It can be a good, healthy sign, provided that we're able to work with that fear and not become enslaved by it and stuck because of that fear. So sometimes having that moment to reflect, to really get clear and to not react or collapse or avoid, but simply to witness the fear and ask the question, what is this really about? Maybe journaling about it is a way that you can begin to work with it. Sometimes that's going to be enough. You'll look at it and you'll think, you know what, maybe that fear is that you're not going to be good enough, and you can trace that back to something that happened in childhood, and you just think, you know, I feel like I am good enough as a human being and I'm going to have a crack at it anyway. And that's enough to kind of minimize the fear, reassure yourself and take the steps forward. Sometimes, however, it's just not possible to shift it. Maybe the fear is something that's much deeper, runs through ancestral lines. Maybe it has to do with the collective, or it's something that you just need extra spiritual support to be able to kind of metabolize and process and then move through it. So one of the easiest and most beautiful ways that I know how to do that is to work with a particular goddess known as Green Tara. She has many qualities, but perhaps her most famous one, or her most popular quality, is that she can eliminate fear. She transforms it. The other thing that she's known for is her swiftness. So swift transformation or elimination of fear, which I think for a lot of us could probably be something that's really beneficial. So what I wanted to do is teach you a simple way to work with her using her mantra and visualization. And you can do this at any time. So Green Tara's mantra is the first thing that we'll learn. It sounds like this. Om Tare. Tu Tare, Tu Re Soham. Let's do that again. Om Tare, Tu Tare, Tu Re Soham. And one more time. Om Tare, Tu Tare, Tu Re Soham. And as you get used to that mantra and it becomes more familiar to you, you'll be able to repeat it, sing it, pray with it, just have it under the breath. You can practice it when you're cooking your food, which is a wonderful way to send blessings to any beings that may have been harmed in the process of making that food, preparing the meal, or any impurities that may have come into contact with that food through perhaps people who were angry when they were preparing it, or things that you don't necessarily want to be ingesting. So you can send beautiful love and cleansing energy through using this mantra even just before you consume your meal. And it's a beautiful offering that helps not only you, but the energies around you. So that's the mantra. Let me sing it for you a couple of times so it becomes familiar. And actually, before I do that, let me teach you the visualization, and then we'll put those things together. The visualization is very simple. You can imagine, feel, intend, or allow for there to be a beautiful green light that manifests in front of your heart. And that green light is an emanation of green Tara, and the light has a quality of love. That's it. And you imagine it, intend it, see it, visualize it, feel it. You allow it to be there using the power, the considerable creative power of your mind, allowing it to be there. And then if you want to go a step further, you can imagine that whatever emotion you have, whether it's fear or it might be anger or anxiety or stress or confusion, you can imagine that that beautiful light allows you to just release, almost melt into it, so that your mind becomes filled with Tara, so filled that all of the other stuff kind of melts away. And then you're left with clarity and awareness. And it's not spiritual bypassing, it's a form of spiritual transformation. It allows you to then approach what is needed in your life from a position of that heart space wisdom, which will generally give a far better outcome than reacting to something from fear. So let's now combine that simple visualization with the mantra so you can get a feeling for what your practice could be like if you like this idea and you want to experiment with it yourself. So let's start through that heart connection and just feeling that sense of that beautiful green light. And I'll add this prayer. Beloved Tara, our Divine Mother, who manifests many different forms, every form that's needed, please enter this space and bless this beloved now for the spiritual benefit of all beings. May it be so. Just feeling that green light as though it's shining with love before your heart. Then any problems, any emotions or concerns that you have, imagine letting them go into that green light. And in response, that green light begins to fill you and nourish you with love until there is just that green light filling you and nourishing you. And all of the other stuff can melt away in this moment, like a mini spiritual healing. And to help facilitate that, I'll repeat the mantra so you can hear it. If you already know the mantra, you may like to sing it or repeat it in your own way. Tare tu re soham. 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 Tare tam swaha. And just feeling that sense of love as though a beautiful divine feminine hand is reaching to comfort you, to offer you whatever it is that is needed, and you can receive it with total trust. And when you're ready, it's taking a deep breath, maybe opening your eyes, moving your body, just coming back to the here and now. And just know that you're doing a good job. Being human is tricky at the best of times. You're here, you have courage, you have wisdom, you have beautiful divine beings that are supporting you and that believe in you. And it makes sense to trust them and to believe in yourself too. Sending you so much love from my heart to yours. I'm so glad you're here on this planet. So much love, beautiful human. Namaste.